Okay, we're live. Hey everybody, and welcome to more Grand Order. Now before we even start, three things. One, I am sick. So there's a bunch of phlegm in the back of my throat which is making it hard to speak and breathe. So I'm going to be drinking tea throughout all of this. Two, I just found out about different themes, and I may have just gotten the two of the three God 3 themes you can get, and the music's kind of awesome. So yeah, I'm not gonna keep stuck in God 2's menu because it's pretty obvious at this point that really I only have God open because I need some sort of game to actually be able to do this properly. So yeah, and three, well, we're doing more Vagrant Order, and if you did not see last part, I recommend you do, because what we're about to go into will make no sense because we went into everything beforehand the last time around.
Yep. So how the hell do we begin this nightmare?
Well, the fact that we stopped right after we killed Gorgon or Tiamat in Babylonia.
It was more Gorgon being possessed by Tiamat, but if we take a few steps out after another fight with Kingu.
So, okay, actually, wait, dude! I actually want to talk about the Kingu fight. Beforehand, Kingu was in Enkidu's skin, and thus he was a Lancer. However, after Gorgon, possessed by Tiamat, got killed, he turned into an Avenger class. And here's the thing: between the Gorgon fight and the Avenger Kingu fight, Kingu is way harder. He has more HP, but the big problem is his skills are very offensive based, and they weaken your own offensives, making it very hard to land hits on him without having to worry about, oh crap, I just lost a unit. And then there's just the fact that he's a dick.
A bit. He's just a slight bit problematic in terms of personality. I still love him though.
Yeah, fair. So yeah, it's kind of annoying having to fight him in Avenger. Okay. So, after that little tangent, which is mostly just me complaining, let's continue with what Draven was saying.
Alright, so after the Kingu fight, if you decide to take a few steps outside and look at the ocean, it's now looking like Grail Mud.
Because
if you don't know what Grail Mud is, let me tell you, do not even close to that shit.
Grail, okay, there's a difference. Grail Mud is not... Okay, what we actually are seeing is the Sea of Creation. Grail Mud changes a servant's appearance into essentially making them an altar, and if it attacks a mage, well, the mage is pretty much dead. The Sea of Creation is a much stronger version of that, in that it will completely break you down, turn you into nothingness, and also turn you into one of Tiamat's children, which is very bad, as we will see in a bit.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
For those who are watching this, please, when we get to it, look up Lamu.
Oh, those things suck. They're creepy and unsettling. They pop pretty soon, but before that, let's go back a few steps, because guess what? Guess who was in the Singularity and got captured? Ushi Wakamaru.
Oh boy.
So she, along with Leonidas, Benkei, they all are in the Singularity with us. However, Ushi got captured, and now she's been turned into one of Tiamat's children. What does that mean? Well, she looks much darker. She's got a fanatic. She's like king, and she's fanatic for Tiamat, and she can't die.
The can't die levels are kind of fucking maddening.
Essentially, if you kill her, she'll just come back because she's actually part of the Chaos side now. Or Sea of Creation, whichever one works. And she looks creepy.
How creepy, might ask? Well,
dull gray with red veins throughout her. Also, guess what? You have to fight her several times.
And all of them are a pain in the ass.
The very first one, we'll go into when we get to it. First off, there's one big problem that is brought up when we get back to Uruk. Guess who we fucking revived by killing Gorgon?
Oh.
Tiamat, the mother of all life and beast too. And now we have to talk about the beasts. What are the beasts?
The beasts are a bit of a special class when it comes to Grand Order, and not like the ruler, alter ego, or foreigner class. This is more like on really bad levels. And I do mean really bad levels.
Beasts are also known as the sins of humanity and are essentially, if there's something with a beast symbol, it means they are a max level danger to everything. There are 7 evils. Which, by the way, they are not based off the 7 sins off the 7 deadly sins, for various reasons. So, Tiamat,
or based on certain things.
For instance, the beast we've actually fought. Tiamat is the beast of regression. The first beast, which I'm not going to bring up, is the beast of, I think it's pity or something like that. And the third beast is the beast of love, or in this case, lust. And there are 2 beast 3s.
And all of them, surprisingly, in one way, represent some level of love and lust. And we'll get to those, especially since one of them is by technicality my favorite alter ego.
No, shut up. Anyway.
You cannot stop the nun.
Anyway, Tiamat is very dangerous. Because she...
Dangerous?
Well, Chaos Side just kind of sprouts from her feet.
Well, there's that, but we should also mention the fact that at first, like, you think you killed her when you, like, fight her on the Chaos Tide.
Which, by the way, that form is much smaller and called Femme Fatale. Now, before that, almost all the fights at this point turn into fights against Lamus. What are Lamus? Well, the most creepiest things ever.
Let me tell you, these things are not fucking pleasant. The noises they make are what's the worst thing. It's like, if I'm correct, it's like a clicking.
Mm-hmm. And the very first time you fight one of these in Uruk itself, the screen shakes rapidly and pulsates for a second. With the background music being almost Lovecraftian. They are like really dark, almost black things made of limbs and mouths, and they can evolve to have wings. And those things are called Bell Lamus.
And they also, after a while, they actually learn how to speak. Because at first,
Ah! Fuck! Draven!
What?
Static! Fuck!
Oh.
Ah! My eardrums!
Well, I can't control that. But anyway, as I was saying,
They're creepy. Also, one of them takes the Grail from Kingu. Yeah, by the way, Kingu had the Grail. That's why he's level 100. And give it to Tiamat, which is bad. Also, I'd like to know, Lemus are really fucking hard to kill. They take forever to kill.
and this comes from one, their on their level of durability, and two, it's their durability and just level just fuck off. And just level of... They were pretty much meant to be what inhabits the new world. World that's now going to be created from the Chaos Tide.
And by the way... Oh! Ah! Ow, ow, ow. Ah!
Did more static happen?
No! I spilled my tea on my hand! Ow! You explain their skills while I try and cool off my burnt hand.
Anyway, so how do I explain what happens next? Well, after the Grail gets taken, both Grails I should mention, since there's one that Kingu grabs, and when it's delivered to Tiamat, the main character, you get dialogue choices throughout the story that either are serious or funny.
Or just dots.
And you get probably one of my favorite lines in all of Babylonia from the map master main character. Tiamat's got the Grail, we're boned.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's the fucking best line I have ever had the courtesy of fucking reading.
It is really good.
Fuck it. It's one of the best. Like...
Now, the other thing that happens is that we have to stop Tiamat, but guess who intervenes?
Well, it's more Lamu.
What?
Lamu and
Oh yeah. And Ushi.
And of course, very corrupted Ushi, who is now not even a fucking Berserker class enemy anymore.
She was before.
It's now a question mark.
AKA Beast class. Also, there's about 12 of her, and they all start off with full MP charge. All of them.
If you're ever wondering how terrifying that is, now usually enemies that get like this usually they don't have their... Usually enemies that get like this don't have like regular NPs. They usually just have like big ass extra attacks.
No, this one has her full on MP.
And let me tell you, it ain't fun. And especially when Ushi's Noble Phantasm is a single target that just ends lives.
Mm-hmm. More on that in gameplay, but just know this, it bloody sucks.
Really, we're gonna get into a gameplay thing later on that basically that describes the main problem with the gameplay. Gameplay that we can say we both have, and that I can say I have, but I'll go more into it when we get to the JP side of things, where I have to explain everything.
Which thing are you speaking of, Draven? Like, what singularity? Or area?
All of them have, let's say, I'd say Shinjuku was basically them experimenting, and I'd say they did a pretty good job. After that is where they just keep railing on some decisions.
Don't tell me you're talking about don't tell me you're talking about the brake bars.
The brake bars are fine at times.
At times, yes, of course. Fucking hate you, brake bars.
At times, they're a problem. I feel when certain things are brought into light, per se.
So which thing are you talking about then, Draven?
I would more just talk about the unending list of gimmicks they add to every single fucking fight.
Oh, God, no. I've read up on some of those gimmicks, Draven. You're not completely alone in this.
Yeah, the problems I'd say art in Agartha, which we'll get to.
Fuck you, Agartha.
But they really hit their fucking strides in Shimosa. And the depressing part is, Shimosa is like the best singularity.
I'll just tell you this okay. Whichever you're fucking at Shimosa, just to put this simply, you have to fight a lot of different enemies with different classes, and your only support throughout the entirety of Shimosa is Musashi, who is a saber class, and there are quite a few archer enemies.
Now, mind you, she's one of the best.
But she's still a saber. She's still a saber. A squishy saber at times. Now then, back to Babylonia. After a whole lot of chasing of Tiamat, and finding out that Erish was making a giant hole under Uruk to collapse into the underworld, Tiamat kind of falls into said underworld.
And, well, at first, Earth's plan seems to somewhat work.
But then there are three problems. First up, Tiamat grows wings. Fuck. Second, the Chaos Tide starts spreading, which, note, Erish is directly tied to the underworld, so when the Chaos Tide starts spreading to the underworld, Erish suddenly starts getting attacked by a very invasive virus that is trying to kill her.
Three. We can't really kill Tiamat
Because she lives in the fourth dimension, which means she in imaginary number space, which means she is which means the concept of death cannot apply to her. However, hope is not all lost, because we have bullshit on our side! First and third problem. Guess who shows up and says an absolutely epic speech, which I am going to grab from my phone.
All you need to know, while he gets the line is everyone's favorite Gramps has arrived.
It may take a little bit, Draven. I have a lot of memos. Wait, found it. Nope, I got it. I got it.
Well, I was gonna say, at least let me explain who's the other person that shows up before.
No,
Gramps.
we are doing Gramps first.
Well, the first person who came was the revival of Merlin after he got his fucking ass wrecked.
And it kind of spreads his flowers throughout the entirety of the underworld, which one, stops the Chaos Tide, and two, stuns Erish because she absolutely adores flowers because she's been stuck in the underworld her whole fucking life. Thanks a lot, gods. Now, when Tiamat starts flying out of the underworld, then we have this. All that begins must end. So too, all that lives dies, and in dying value finds. Thy vaunted eternity is but a hollow slumber. Beast of disaster, evil born of mankind's folly. Thy desperate wish that thy love now go unrequited is itself thy rejection's root. Of rank nor station nor the title grand I have need. Bet witness, goddess of life, to the testament bricked with mine own blade. Thou fallen god, to beast returned, if from our own mother be thy title, attend and hear thy name. From the mountain abyss I come, and only death do I bring. I am the old man of the mountain, the first Hassan I Sabah. The bellow eating tolls thy name. Touch not the sky, for by heaven's wing I shall strip thee of thy wings. And then King Hassan, the first Hassan, Gramps, fucking cuts off one of Tiamat's wings, the right one, and then gives up his grand title to introduce the concept of death on her, thus making her killable. In other words, the fucking Grand Assassin gives up his grand status to kill Tiamat. And then you get him as a story support, and he's fucking broken. More on that later.
So, I mean, look, if you ever want to know just something fucking amazing, you get to see, you get to use him as basically a preview. It's the same with Merlin throughout all of Babylonia.
To put it simply, his first skill heals him and increases his attack and defense by a large chunk. His second skill is Guts, which MX level restores him by 5,000 HP. Sorry, at base it's 2,500. And his third skill increases his Buster effectiveness for 1 turn and decreases enemies' death resistance for 3 turns by a huge amount. And in the fight you get with him, all the enemies have pretty low death resistance. So he can just... And guess what? His normal attacks have a chance of inflicting death! It's only like 5%, but still. He can just do like a random... He can just like... You will just have him swing, and then the death icon will show up, and the enemy will be dead before Grips even finishes his attack.
As a reminder, this gets to be even more... This kind of becomes even more hilarious if you decide to bring other characters that bring the death and status effect. Specifically, it's kind of hilarious if you bring Shiki, because then you just have an unending pile of death.
Another one is Q, because Q's normal phantasm also can inflict death.
Yeah.
It's so very...
You basically have an unending tirade of death status effect, death status effect, death status effect.
Also, I'd like to note, Gramps...
Badass fun way possible.
Also, Gramps is an assassin, but his deck is that of a berserker, and he's fucking huge. He's scary as all hell, and he's on your side. I mean, his eyes glow with blue flames of death.
Let me point this out. When he gets like fucking pissed off or is going all out, blue flames erupt from his chest and his eyes actually glow red.
Yeah, by the way, his attacks, they're all wreathed in blue... The slashes are wreathed in blue flame. He can teleport, slam down your head, and make blue flames everywhere. Blue flames are everywhere on this man. No, not this man, this god of death. Because there is nothing but...
Absolute unit of Hassan.
Because there is nothing but God of Death can describe this man. And we are gonna go on him when we go into characters, but just know we fucking love him.
I mean, look, the fact that despite all of this intimidation factor, despite all of this, he acts like the most grandpa ever.
Oh yeah, the nickname Gramps is not just for show. He's a fucking... He is actually fairly kind to you, the player, even though he threatens to cut off the heads of the other Hassans. And the amount of comics showing him as a grandpa is amazing. And there's even a part where the female character, Gudako, as I'm just gonna call her, and Serenity make him take a test, and it's not grandpa but grandma. I'm not kidding.
I mean, there's still a fucking, there's still something I love.
There's also another comic where
Artwork.
there's another comic where Erish is essentially just talking to the mate to Gudaku, and they fall asleep together. And Gramps just kind of stands in front of the door and says that she's busy, and is essentially as a guardian to the main character, and to a degree Erish, because I'm not entirely sure why. I have an idea why. Actually, I just redunked myself. Gramps acts very caring to Erish. It's not obvious. It's not obvious. It's not obvious through his old speech, but he's actually fairly kind to anyone who relates to death. That also includes Nitocris. Essentially, if
also mention there was fucking art that I shall forever remember, where it's just like it's just like Assad is just like going through his names, but it's just like, you may refer to me as thou wish, and then Kudako just pops off with Bone Daddy.
Fuck's sake. Anyway, back to the story. There's another aspect, thanks to Erish and Merlin, that helps make the next few fights really useful. But I'm not going to reveal that until gameplay.
Yeah, because both of them actually become an important thing.
More on that.
Those two's gameplay.
More on that in gameplay, but once you fight through Lalamus, and then you reach Tiamat, who has a whopping 700,000 HP. However, the buffs you get from Erish and Merlin's healing, even through the Chaos Tie, is still there. I'm sorry, but Tiamat is kind of a wimp. I'll just put the buffs that Erish gives you and that Merlin gives you essentially send all your characters into godhood as long as they're at least level 60, which they should be. And Tiamat kind of goes down pretty quick. I'm sorry, if she was hard to you, then that makes sense, but with my team, which I geared specifically to kill her as fast as possible, I didn't have that hard of a time with her.
I'm sorry, Tiamat. I couldn't hear your lovely singing over the sound of a motorcycle running you over at Mach speed.
Also, a guy who can't die, a little girl who wields swords, the fucking Impaler. You get the point.
Let's see. Let's not forget the dark version of Artoria, Pendragon. Oh, and of course, not forget everything else I had. I think if I'm correct, I had one. Let's see if I'm correct. I also brought. Did I bring Keel Lancer? I think I might have.
Yeah, anyway. I have a team that's literally called Tiamat Slayers. Also, in the fight where you fight her, guess what? Okay, one second, you cut out there for a second. Guess what I did when I fought against her in the challenge quest?
Same thing, and it was still bitch ass easy.
No, actually, I soloed her with just Q.
I mean, good for you. I prefer to get my work done a bit faster.
Okay, yes, it took forever, but it wasn't too bad.
I guess to be fair, I prefer to get my work done faster, which I did with Hijikata's challenge quest, and I think I cheesed it too hard.
Look, I nearly killed him, and then he got stuff 3 crits in a row, so I just said fuck it and used my command sales.
Yeah, just cheese it. Look, they gave us like 10 different fucking CEs that allowed us to cheese this damn fight. I at least use them, but I think that made Hijikata not want to hang around me, because I utterly cheesed him.
I mean, so did I, but eh. Anyway, that's the And once we've killed Tiamat, well, we leave. Erish gets all teary-eyed. Gilgamesh comes back. By the way, Gilgamesh got killed earlier.
Well, actually, we might wanna take a step back here. Erish isn't even there anymore.
Right, forgot about that.
Yeah, she kind of sacrificed herself to give you the blessings of the underworld.
Stop! My poor cupcake.
I'd say she's more like a parfait.
Shut up!
Big, colorful, adorable looking.
Shut up! By the way, Gil got killed earlier, saving us, and then he came back as an archer. And he has unique sprites and actions if you use him.
Yep. He has the regular slicked back hair, and he's shirtless. And he's as a thing, he's ready to drop up a lot of Enuma Elishes on him. But I wouldn't recommend using him because don't. Just use someone else.
I did fine.
I just prefer to use someone else. And then not taking a chance. Unless we're talking about Yumi Aoi. Then I'll use her to fucking death.
More on that later. Just know Draven is a massive fanboy of Yumi Aoi. Anyway.
She's the best.
Anyway. That's Babylonia done, right? Please tell me we're done. Please tell me we're done with Babylonia, please.
Yep.
Okay. Last bit of time temple, then we have to do the events. So, we immediately get stuck into the time temple. Like literally this
temple. What is the time temple, you might ask? Well, it's the place where Solomon's decided to stay.
And I can put most of the temple into this. You find Lev again, you kill him, then a bunch of pillars revive, and you have 6 raid battles going on at once, which is essentially material grinding heaven. And suffice to say, the NA server killed all of the pillars, all 8 of them in fact, in about, I'd say, a week. And now each of them had all but the last one had 6 trillion health, and the last one had 10 trillion, and we killed them all in a week.
Let's give a bit of a point to this. Like, it worked like this. Everyone went for farming the best one, which had at Hearts of a Foreign God. You have no idea how much of a pain in the ass that was to get.
Oh boy.
Allow me to point this out. Hearts of a Foreign God wasn't as grindable a material as it is now, thanks to Shinjuku, because it was never available on regular enemies. It was only available on a certain type of enemy.
Called demon.
The type of enemy was a demon. And let me tell you, those things were not a regular enemy that happened. It only happened a very few times, and it was only probably for a quest that disappeared soon after.
And a lot of higher level servants need hearts. Now for me, I never actually have, okay, this is probably because I don't have a lot, I don't like get servants a lot, but I don't usually have problems with materials, except for Fool's Chains, because fuck Fool's Chains!
You're gonna love it if you get Ozymandias.
I'm not going to ever, simply because I don't want to deal with the chains, and because I'm going to need them for Erish. As I recall.
Oh yeah, right. Enjoy that, buddy.
Oh, fuck off.
You know, unless you somehow don't get her and I end up with her, then I have to deal with the Fool's Chains issue.
Draven, if you do that, I will legitimately find you, like, fly over there and steal your account.
I mean, I'd be willing to trade my account, but at the same time, it's like I have too many things I love on that NA account.
I want Erish, damn it! Like, seriously, random number gods. I will take not even getting melt if it means I get Erish. It's not most begging. Please listen to your humble disciple.
Okay, note. He started begging to the RNG heavens.
You did. I heard you do it too. You did. You did it. You did a bunch when you came out. You did it constantly when you came out. So you can say nothing, pretty boy.
I know, but at the same time, I'm 90 quarts. 90 fucking quarts wasted on wasted on something that I truly wanted. A vampire girl with glasses, and 2 swords on fire.
What?
And I got jack shit. Not even the fucking horseman horse.
And that.
You know how depressing that is to just not get a single fucking servant.
Yes, actually.
From a fucking singularity.
Yes.
On rate up, like.
Yeah, dude.
At least consider the fact that you got Edison. You got something from the singularity.
I hate Edison. He's fucking useless. It was more.
At least you got something from the singularity. Try not getting anything from the fucking banner.
Draven.
Banner from the singularity.
Draven.
I liked every single fucking servant in that in Lost Belt 3.
I also had 3 times the amount of quartz you did. I had 300.
Fair enough, but it was kind of depressing, especially when I got Dion. I love Dion, and I have the fully ascended on JP, but literally I was aiming for the person that does Dion's job, but better.
Anyway.
Very depressing.
Anyway. Time Temple. After killing all those pillars and getting a whole lot of materials, thank the Lord, we had to fight Solomon several times, actually.
Well, the first fight with him is basically just bring a rider and make sure you have the CE origin bullet.
Because he essentially makes he has evade ×3 on input on every single turn, and you have to chew down about 100,000 of his HP before you can actually continue the fight.
Yeah, and as a thing, really, you're gonna need to be willing to do that. But then after that fight, you decide to say, all right, kid gloves come off. We're doing this.
And then he turns into Beast 1.
And who is Beast 1?
Goetia.
If you're wondering how that's spelled, Goetia.
One of Solomon's demons. And by the way, he's fucking hard. Now
he's a walking fucking
now you get to
fucking awesome.
Now you get to fight him once and you lose because it's unwinnable fight. And then we get the fucking sucker punch. Guess who shows up? Just guess, guys. Just guess.
And allow me to pull out this card. Well, actually, we should probably mention what happened first. Before that.
All right, Mash gives up her life. So
something we haven't mentioned about MASH that we probably should have.
way back in America, because that's when it first shows up.
way back in America, Mash shows signs of not looking too well.
It's because she's
Stop.
fine. I'll shut my trap.
Let me fucking finish first.
Okay.
At the end, and then at the end of America, something kind of ends up happening. Nash ends up bleeding from her head for some reason. And she falls over pretty much dead. At least, sort of dead. It's basically like a coma for a little bit. And at Camelot, you get a small dream from Ash that kind of shows one thing and reveals another. It kind of reveals that Ash has been in Chaldea her whole life, and 2, you find out the reason why.
She's a designer, baby.
She's a homunculus.
She was created to house a spirit, and as we find out in Camelot, finally, along with a rarity up and an amazing sprite change, she had the spirit of Galahad in her. Lancelot's son and the Knight of the Grail.
To a point, we have some issues with Galahad. My issues are look. If you're going to limit Ash because of your pessimistic views on the world, let her make her own decisions. You fucking asshat.
To put it, why Draven is saying that is after Solomon, Galahad seals off Mash's powers, and they're forcefully activated against his will in Lost Belt because Galahad is a dick. He knows what was gonna happen, and he said, "You kill Goetia, you fucking idiot." He was only blocking off the even worse thing, and he's essentially being a big fucking prick. I hate the guy because he essentially says, "Fuck you! You fucked up by saving the world. Now you don't now have your Kohai not be able to fucking fight with you." Essentially, Galahad is the most stuck up, righteous, over the top, undeniable, crap sucking. Insert a bunch of more holier than thou attitude terms, bastard and all faked.
Somehow he makes Gilgamesh look tame.
Okay, you remember how I said I hate Merlin? Well, Merlin looks like a fucking goddess compared to this bastard.
To be fair, prototype Merlin does look pretty good.
We don't have official image for her. All the image of her is fan art.
Oh no, apparently for the manga, there's actually a cover where female Merlin appears.
Oh, of course. Show me that later. Anyway, Galahad, we get to see him in OVA. He has a resting bitch face. And also now I know.
For once, it's not a good thing.
Yeah. And also, now I know why one of Mash's eyes is covered, because it's the same with Galahad. Mash essentially looks like a female Galahad, except for pink hair instead of white. And Lancelot also realized that the second he saw her. Also, side note, but yeah. Also, side note, but no. It's also he says that hairstyle. Mash fucking hates Galahad for being a bad father, and she beats him up regularly. Because Lancelot is also something of a womanizer. More on that later.
He kind of has that a lot. But at the same time, he's not completely like.
He's also a Papa Bear.
He tries his best, and like really, he actually does try his best to be a good dad to Mash at the very least.
And it works. And Galahad still hates him because of before. Yeah, Galahad is stuck up, righteous, and he thinks he's better than everyone else, which makes him for someone who I actually, being honest, I find Archer Gilgamesh nice compared to him. Archer Gilgamesh, the biggest like a prick in all of fate.
To point this out as a regular thing about Archer Gilgamesh, you are, even if you are his master, you are more likely to be called Mongrel, below him, or a mere insect.
It kind of helps that Gilgamesh actually has a reason for that, being the guy being the first hero, having all the treasures, and essentially being one of the strongest people in all of Fate. However, and which makes little Mr. Shield even worse.
Yeah, the only thing he really has going for him is the fact. Really, the one thing he has going for him is that he's the knight that actually found the Holy Grail, but could never ever return, if I'm correct.
Yeah, no, he fucked up and lost it. He lost the Grail halfway back to Camelot, so he has no reason to be so holier than thou. Nothing.
He probably gained some like ethereal knowledge from it, or like some kind of.
Okay, to put it bluntly, Galahad hates the player because we killed Goatea because Goatea was gonna destroy everything and reset. And by the way, his plan is to essentially reset the world because Goatea was holding back something even worse. He's getting mad at us because we killed Goatea when we had no choice but to kill Goatea. Do you see why I hate this bastard?
The problem with Galahad is to a point. While I at least have some okay feelings with the guy, that's mostly just due to the fact due to design and the fact that his altar form. Yes, he does have an altar form.
So does MASH.
Yeah, but is MASH's altar form even canon?
No, but she does, apparently, according to the guy who wrote her, she wields Longinius, which, by the way, Longinius is something from Irish mythology, I think, or Celtic. And Galahad does have a version of him in that culture that does wield that spear. So it's actually thematically correct.
Lovely.
Draven, I just realized we got off topic again.
To be fair, it happens. But anyway, back to Depression Central.
After Mash's sacrifice, then
and quite possibly one of the most painful things to me is a character smiling when they die.
Yeah, and all that's left behind is a CG with a shield standing upright. The shield isn't even cracked. Then Goatea laughs in her face, and then guess who shows up?
Well, first, one thing. The main protagonist, which is Gudako for both of us, that being the female protagonist, wants to fucking beat the shit out of Goatea with her bare hands.
To quote, no, what she literally does is that she takes him by his shield and then hits Goatea with like a Man Steel powered punch.
Wait. Again, not yet.
Well, sorry for messing up the timeline.
Yeah. Keep this in mind, but the beforehand is that she does want to fucking kill Goatea. Like, this is actually the first time where you get to see bloodlust in the protagonist.
Because the player, the screen goes red with anger.
But someone stops the protagonist and snaps them back into reality for a bit, and that person
on 3, Draven.
Is Romani.
Yeah, Romani Arkman.
And
you know, the guy who's been your mission control this whole time, the good doctor. Romani has a secret identity. He removes his glove and shows a ring. a very familiar ring.
Especially to Goetia. What is that ring, you might ask?
The 10th ring of God.
And the original owner of that ring
Is Solomon.
Solomon.
AKA, Romani is actually Solomon. Now, backstory time. In the 5th Holy Grail War, Marius Vili Atmosphere, Olga's father, won the Grail War, and he essentially got enough money to be able to make Chaldea, possible. While Solomon's wish was to become human, the man, and who Solomon became, was Romani Arkman.
The bit of a depressing part about this, which I want to throw in there, is that that Holy Grail War was actually the Fate Stay Night one.
Alternate universe one, but yes.
And in total, this kind of explains why in the canon, why in Grand Order, you have the ability to summon characters such as, let's say, a Ishtar who is attached to Rin.
Erish as well.
And to be fair, that's Fate X to Rin, so it doesn't kind of count.
It still counts, actually.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Tosaka, because I thought she was somewhere else in the Tosaka family line.
She's Fate Tonight's Rin's niece.
Yeah, so she's somewhere else, so doesn't count.
Okay, whatever. But anyway,
For...
also there's a character in Lost Belt named Sutanai who takes on Ilya's appearance.
Yeah.
Also in
there also applies to Parvati, who is Sakura.
and also this also applies to a man who is not playable but is shown to Mosa, Sengo Muramasa, who looks like Shiro.
Shiro Emiya. This also applies to a very familiar bastard priest.
More on him in Lost Belt.
More on him when we get to the in general explanation of what goes on in fucking Fate Zero.
Anyway. So guess what Solomon does? I'm referring to him as Solomon because he is technically Solomon at this point, and it is a bit easier for me to say that because otherwise I am going to start crying again.
I just refer to him as Romani. But particularly after a pretty amazing animation, he does something in particular. In his own words, he's giving the gift. He's giving the gift if he was given back to God.
To explain, there's a CG battle of Goetia and Solomon glowing with power, Solomon with red, Solomon with gold, sorry, Goetia with red. And then, after being hit with several of Goetia's attacks, Solomon starts speaking. By the way, there is script underneath saying what he's saying in English. He starts speaking, and then he says one word, he says one phrase. Ars Nova. And in a beautiful animation, light expels from Solomon and gets rid of and erases Solomon from Goetia. Because Ars Nova is Solomon's third noble phantasm. What it does is erases him from history and from the throne of heroes, thus making him unsummonable. Solomon gives up his very existence to kill Goetia, and in the process, he dies. And unlike all the other people, all the other servants who he fought alongside with and against, there is no way to bring him back. Nothing can bring him back. Not even the destruction of all of time, space, and existence could bring back Solomon. Solomon Romani is gone forever, and nothing is bringing him back. And at that moment, all of Fate Grand Order, every single player at that point, I can assure you, every single player broke down in some way. In me and Draven's case, that we full on cried for about 20 minutes.
What usually kills me is just why did both of them have to die with smiles on their faces? They both died smiling, and that pretty much fueled the tear-filled beatdown that came next as the protagonist decides to pick up Vash's shield, and with a resounding "fuck you" proceeds to beat the living shit out of Goetia. And then probably the most funny thing, and Goetia finds out really what kept the protagonist going. It wasn't a desire to save the world anymore. It was just a desire to live their own life again.
And then we switch to the battle, and oh my god, that fight is so climactic. I'm gonna go on to this one because it's important. Firstly, Goetia has 1,000,000 health. 1-0-0-0-0-0-0. Second, he starts off with his Emerald Phantom fully charged, and a skill that makes it so that the attack is essentially an insta-kill, and it can break through evade and invincible. Essentially, your front line is going to die, no matter what you do, unless they all have guts.
Which is basically it's basically the game giving you a free. It's basically the game if you're doing a solo run with Ku, who gives you basically a free thing, especially if you have 2 Gregorioses. Did I even say that name right?
No, it's Georgios.
It's really hard to tell sometimes.
Shut up. St. George. And then it is just a full-on beatdown. Goetia can blast you with laser beams. He can fucking rapid fire punch you. It is a no-holds-barred beatdown on the bastard. And when you beat him, oh my god, it is so satisfying to see him scream and rage and then fade away.
We should also point out something a bit that just helps this is the fucking music.
Oh, and before this whole thing, after being each of the pillars, you get a scene, there's also one before it, of all the servants good at opposing and on your side, fighting the demon pillars. And when you kill them, they all say, in their own words, "Go, keep going, Gudako, and go kill the rest." And then kill that bastard Goetia. And this happens. They all summon themselves. And they're all... And here's the thing. It's all because of their ties to the player. It's resounding seeing them fight. And Jean has a very nice opening thing that you always see. It's so good. And then the secret pillar, guess who helps you fight it? The event servants! All the event servants come back and help kill that thing. I'm talking Dantes, MHX. Come on, Draven, help me here.
Well, how about fucking Dante's showing up?
I sent him.
Oh, well, how about Cleopatra, Iskandar, Ilya and Kuro?
Mm-hmm.
Kuro.
The Onis.
Everyone.
Essentially, almost every single servant in the game is here and helping you fight against these pillars and Goetia. Hell. Well, fuck Merlin.
He kind of had to stay at his tower.
Oh, shut up. Hey, even Gramps came, so Merlin can do something. Also, here's the thing. You want to know something really cool that I find kind of uplifting? Kentoki, in the London fight, he actually changes to his rider form for a second and essentially says, "You cannot lose. Go fucking kill that bastard." And the way he says it is just kind of nice. Like, God, they went all out for this, and once you go kill Goetia, well, you're kind of fucked because the entire world is collapsing.
So you basically have to fucking book it and in the most
Side note. Before we go into that, I'm gonna do a little tangent. When me and Draven did this, we had my character Lilas kill Beast Goetia by herself. Lilas at the time was an 18-year-old girl who is actually fairly short. Did look all that powerful.
Do we need to go into details?
I'm just doing this because it's important. And Lilas literally killed him with essentially a centralized version of Ars Nova on Goetia. I just need to say this because it was when I did that I fucking cried seeing that happen again. Also, it gave me a bunch of ideas for stories. Meanwhile, Draven's character Alice had to fight the next fight.
The final fight of the Time Temple. Goetia basically on his last legs. Quite possibly
Human King.
Fitting an ironic punishment.
King of Humans.
Punishment. Goetia, King of Humans. Goetia basically has now been forced to do something in particular. He now is basically an observer of humans after he tries to once he just fully dies off. He'll fully be forced to observe the human world and watch over humanity for all eternity.
Like he was supposed to beforehand.
And in this process, he just sort of has an epiphany of wondering what the hell El Gudako is fighting for. Why the hell do they keep fighting? Why do they keep struggling? And also the reason why he's doing this is out of just unending rage that he can only call human.
And I'd just like to know, in the fight with him, two big things. One, he used all the rings. Two, his normal phantasm is, I kid you not, it's called live the life you want, master. And he has once again 1,000,000 HP, but it's really only about 500,000, because out of 500,000, he instantly turns up his normal phantasm, which reduces HP to 1, and fires it.
That really didn't help much.
And it's just kind of saddening. Now, I'd like to note before this, you guys remember Foe, that little furry thing we mentioned a long time ago?
Yeah, the cute little adorable mascot. Turns out to be the Beast.
Beast 4, the Beast of what was it called? Beast of Comparison. So he could have been Primate Murder, which we see in Melty Blood, or this thing, because surprise, Merlin fucking changed him into a snarky, pervert little animal. And he hates Merlin, so he's kind of like my favorite animal. However, Foe.
The thing, when he first sees Merlin, he fucking drop kicks him.
He literally jumps off of your head and drop kicks the annoying bastard. Now, Foe's tail keeps growing and growing, and oh my god, it's massive. And he literally revives Mash, something that is so strong, not even true magic can achieve that. He gives up his intelligence to revive Mash, and then she saves you right before you fall into the abyss. And at this point, Foe also can't really talk anymore because he's just a small animal.
But the protagonist can at least understand him a little.
I mean, so can Mash.
Yeah.
But yeah, the day is saved and Mash is alive, but, you know, she can't really fight. In story, anyway. In gameplay, you can still use her just fine. thankfully.
Yeah, so don't
Because-
worry, you still have
Because by the way,
game-winning strategies.
until Camelot, where she got her upgrade, she was kind of useless. And after Camelot, the rarity increase made her actually very viable, because I'm much better than Wolf. And then Wolf.
The added addition of a skill, if I'm correct.
Nope.
And her noble phantasm being fully there now.
And also being called Lord Camelot.
It's a bit rad.
Now, Draven, we have to go into, before going on to the sub-singularities, boy, we have to do something else.
The events, okay, this'll honestly, depressingly, it'll be quick.
I will bring up a list. Just give me a moment, because my laptop is being slow.
Let's start off with the first event that was ever released, if I'm correct. Halloween.
Nope.
No? What the fuck was it?
I'm looking it up. Give me a goddamn moment, you fool. Like, seriously, give me a little bit of time here. It takes a little while.
Oh, hey, by the way, guess what? The new character for closers will be coming out this month.
Oh joy, that means we can maybe go back to that at some point.
Yeah, only this time you'll be playing Waver.
Wolfgang, but yeah, it makes sense.
He's literally a Waver also.
I know. Anyway, the very first event was not Halloween, but NeroFest. Oh boy.
We don't talk about that. Ignore it, fucking ignore it.
NeroFest has been every year. I'll just put it bluntly, it's a Coliseum event. It's a Coliseum event. Enough said, we fucking hate Nero. The second...
I
sure.
just hate the event.
It's bullshit. The second event is Do Moon Guys' Dream of Dongo. Dumplings. Only real thing to note, that's when Orion came out, and also we get to see a scene of the Dragon Slayers, that being Siegfried, Martha, and Regent.
Yes! Yes!
I'll go into who Regent is in gameplay, because he's actually fairly important to France.
The savior of France.
Yeah.
Just another swallow.
Anyway, now we have Halloween.
Ah, yes, Halloween. Starring the Impaler, Prince.
Fake out!
A man known as...
It's Elizabeth Blakery, but as a caster.
Can I just finish my fucking spiel?
Do not insult Vlad, you plugin.
No. Oh, I was just trying to... It wasn't going to be an insult. It was just going to be literally just, after finishing going on the intimidating name, it's just also best uncle. Always.
That doesn't show up until Halloween 2, you idiot.
No? I'm talking about Berserker Vlad.
Oh.
Why do you keep forgetting about that Vlad? I know Fate Extra Vlad is awesome, but please remember Ember Elizabeth's best uncle.
Because I don't like him that much.
Okay. I guess we have diverging opinions on that.
I don't like Berserker Vlad for his gameplay.
Why is gameplay?
It's admittedly kind of bad. He dies a lot.
I mean, yeah, but I think I found a way to use him perfectly.
Okay.
Feels nice.
Anyway, next event is Gura Gura Hanoiji.
Ah, yes, the original joke event.
And the one that Draven missed. Essentially,
You can't see it right now, but there's a middle finger.
I know, I did it on purpose, dude. Don't worry, I missed it too. Mostly because I couldn't play a lot back then. Anyway, Guda Guda is Nobu event. It's a Nobu event. Nobunaga showed up along with Okuta.
Now how is Nobunaga Oda the fucking Demon King in this event?
She's a girl, firstly, and she along with Okuta are characters that are the main characters of a GOG manga called Guda.
And it's fucking amazing.
It is, but yeah, no. Nobu is a gag character.
Half of a gag character.
Okay, yeah, well,
Surprisingly, unlike Elizabeth, who is a running joke forever, Nobu actually has substance that makes her a character you can actually take seriously.
yeah.
A fucking concept, really.
By the way, Draven, I'll be right back. The next event is the Christmas event, and then Saber Wars. You can start going into those because I'll be right back.
Fucking end me. Okay, first of all, Christmas. Saber Alter is tired of being considered evil. So they tried to become Santa. And the results are both fucking hilarious and also stupid. Basically become Saber Alter's reindeer, which I shall still forever basically consider it as her still holding a grudge after you beat her ass and
Draven, we forgot to mention about the free servant.
No.
Okay, by the way, some events have a free servant you give for completing it. For Guda Guda, for completing it, for completing Guda, you get Nobu. So where are you right now?
Let's see. I was talking about Saber Alter still being a little pissed at the protagonist because they beat her ass into Yuki.
She's playing as Santa, and she's a writer, and she's the welfare servant.
Yeah, I get it. It's hilarious, and she'll still never get over the most wholesome moment of her literally faking defeat so Jack and Nursery Rhyme could have a Christmas.
Oh yeah, that is freaking adorable.
Just that's the sweetest fucking thing ever. Like she literally just feigns defeat just so they could have a Christmas.
Because I don't have one. Because Jack and Nursery aren't technically real girls. It's actually a fairly nice event if kind of ironic because it's released one event every day.
Yeah, but and that's pretty much it. It for that event. And however,
Saber Wars is
the literal joke event because who does it star? The definition of the secondary gag character. Meet Mysterious Heroine X. Who is Mysterious Heroine X, you might ask?
definitely not Artoria. No.
Definitely not Artoria. Definitely also not an assassin. They keep claiming they are a saber, and that they want to be a saber. They are a saber. They will be the best saber. They will kill all of the sabers. Sabers. Every saber must die. Hi. Kill all sabers!
Also, we have Saber Lily, who is the younger Artoria, who MHX cannot kill because she is too innocent and adorable. And yes, Saber Wars is a Star Wars parody.
The joke goes very far, and it's fucking amazing.
I actually skipped most of the cutscenes because I started losing. I felt like I was losing brain cells.
I mean,
Also,
I think you would have started skipping all the cutscenes when you got to when you got to the cutscenes that Nero was involved in.
Yeah, that too. Also, Saber-Lizard Phantasm is a crotch blaster, as Teach finds out the hard way.
Yeah, it does extra damage to male enemies.
It doesn't.
Wait, it doesn't? I thought it did.
No, it
Or
doesn't.
was that
It was literally
overcharged effect? Or is the overcharged effect just a buster boost?
not even that. It's a C-star gen up.
Oh, that's bad.
Saber-Lily is not a good servant.
No, she isn't.
Next up, we have Valentine's.
Alright, basic and simple explanation of this. Servants get you
Female.
grind, you get enough chocolate, your female servants give you stuff. There's a story quest that involves Mash giving you some chocolate. It's cute, it's nice. That's it. Go home, people. That's all.
The next one is Kario no Kyokai and Garden of Order.
Great. Best landlord.
Shiki, it's Shiki's event.
Now what is Karno Kyokai, you might be asking? Well, Karno Kyokai is one of the things in the Nasuverse, which is basically everything Fate, Tsukihime, and of course Karno Kyokai related. And Shiki is from probably what I would consider better than Fate, but to be fair, it's only like 7, 8 movies that are really fucking awesome.
And Fate's kind of been crumbling for a while until Grand Order came out.
Fate just had issues, which I mean there are some issues that I like, but it just sometimes has writing issues and sometimes has identity issues.
Anyway, the idea is simple. Complete a bunch of missions. Have Shiki evict a bunch of people who are not paying their rent. Find out why the hell there are so many ghosts and ghouls.
Now the thing about the event, there's two sides of the story. There's the rent side, which is basically just the latter half, which is just basically full of jokes. The other half is actually kind of serious because as the servants you find there have regrets, hatred, and anger. Particularly, you find Boudica.
Yeah.
Who by Mash and Ash and the protagonist's description is the most sweet and motherly like servant in the entirety of Chaldea.
And yet here she's okay. To know, if you don't know who Boudica is, she and her kingdom kind of got taken over by Nero's reign, so she hates Nero.
And let me tell you, said hatred is definitely still there.
It's enough that that hatred is so strong. It's enough that Boudica can qualify for Avenger class.
Yeah, she's not happy.
However, by the time when Garden Order came out, Avenger class wasn't actually a thing yet, so she was still just a writer.
It was going to be soon.
Oh yeah, very soon.
And particularly we'll get to that, especially since it involves the main antagonist of this event.
Oh no.
But still on the topic of Boudica, before you fight her, she literally just claims, "Why the hell am I even called the Queen of Victory? I never won anything."
And that's the general gist of half a Garden Order guy. And
it's depressing.
Two other things. One, by completing all the missions, you get to fight Artoria. Yes, the Artoria. And Shiki is the free servant, and she is one of the best assassins in the game.
Now, as a thing, we mentioned the main antagonist. We mentioned the main antagonist of the event being the introduction of the Adventure class. Well, when you first meet him, He is a shadowy figure with a glowing red eye and a menacing fucking smile that goes on about the hatred, regrets, and lingering emotions that all of these servants possess that are in this hotel right now.
And before he leaves, he says one phrase, which I'll let Draven do because he's a massive fanboy for this character.
His last phrase, as Shiki was able to land a fucking knife on him, was Attende Espar, which translates as "wait and hope" to anyone who has read the Count of Monte Cristo. Well, that's gonna sound pretty fucking familiar.
By the way, Shiki's really good because she has a very easily spammable Noel Phantom's arts. Now, the next event, Prison Tower. Draven, I will let Draven have the floor. This is all Draven because Draven is a massive fanboy for this event.
This event is basically a hard as fuck event, and that has as Dante. That has the Avenger, and considered the first Avenger in Grand Order, Edmond Dantes.
By the way, this event is specifically called a challenge event. You have to beat London, which is the most recent singularity at the time, to even be able to be legible for it. And oh boy, it was hard. I beat it after a lot of deaths and deaths and deaths. And deaths.
It was a bit easier. It was a bit easier now with a lot more bullshit servants, but you know how it is.
Anyway, the event is this: you and Dantes go and fight a bunch of servants who are supposed to represent the sins, 7 of their sins.
And to a point you end up dealing with Ed. And to a point, the reason why what's going on is that you're in what can basically be described as a dream that entraps you, and has basically put the protagonist into what is basically a coma.
Dude, let's just refer to them as Gudako from now on, because I mean, come on, that's who we think it is.
Yeah, Gudako, but yeah, just keeps Gudako in prison. That keeps Gudako imprisoned in basically a dream-like coma, which you get some interesting dialogue from the servants you end up fighting, and for some reason even Gilles de Ray Caster even has actually comforting words.
Hell, even Caligula, who is a berserker, speaks to you very, very clearly in a dream.
And mind you, the thing about Caligula is that he's gone mad in love with what he calls the moon.
He actually has. It's officially confirmed that he spent too much time under the moon and thus went mad from staring at it. And because Diana gave her love to him, which is a major factor in why he went insane. Thanks a lot, Diana. Who is not Artemis, by the way.
But yeah, you get some interesting dialogue, and also you get to find out more about Dantes and why he's like this. And the weird part is that the Dantes we're actually seeing isn't even by technicality the original Dantes.
Which is funny because Dantes is actually a book character, so he technically never lived. Technically. Air quotes.
But there was an original Dantes. After the original Dantes that had escaped the Chateau d'If, which is the prison tower you're in right now.
This Dantes is essentially the Dantes that never escaped and became the Lord of the Cavern.
The Count of Monte Cristo, the King of the Cavern, the Jet Black resentment.
The eternal Avenger. He says himself that Edmond Dantes shouldn't even be applied to him at this point. Also, I'd like to note, Dantes doesn't have a luck stat. His luck stat is blank.
I think that makes sense in more of a depressing way than anything.
Oh, it does. Anyway, Draven, it's time for that event.
Which one?
Counterfeit.
Ah, yes, the event that broke everyone's wallet and made people want to fucking die.
Essentially,
You might ask?
Jelter shows up again, and Jelter makes a bunch of servants that essentially shows that Jelter wants to be the protagonist of an Arog manga. And guess who our main ally is for this event?
Well, particularly, it's everyone's favorite scientist, inventor, and personality. It's Da Vinci.
El Kabong! Wrong person, you idiot!
Da Vinci's there. There's Rathbone.
You ruined the joke.
Well, I don't remember much of the plot of the event besides.
Your main ally for this event is everyone's favorite Arrow protagonist, Emiya.
Sorry.
I'd also like to note, at the start of the event, he literally says, "I have to go clean my knife because he's a cook." Something else, and chat up the operator girls. You're still an Arrow protagonist, Shiro, I see. Yeah, boy. I mean, he is. He's literally Shiro Emiya.
The OG Eroge protagonist. Which, I mean, hey, Shiro, now that I think about it, Shiro had, oh right, Shiro fucked Medusa, I keep forgetting that.
And Rin, and Artoria, and Sakura.
And one other person, if you count the fourth route.
Yes, but that could get this video banned because that would be going into lolicon territory.
I was more referring to the older woman, the one with the white hair, yellow eyes.
Shut it.
That one.
By the way, Jolter shows up in this event, and everyone broke their wallet trying to get her. Next event, an actually really good event.
What's next?
Zero Order!
Ah, yes. Okay, time for my expertise to step in.
Okay, now, by the way, guys, while I usually am the main commentator and Draven's the co-commentator, for this event, we'll be switching roles. Draven has the floor. I'll be interjecting my two pieces. Also, may start occurring sooner rather than later because my voice is starting to go. So I'm drinking a lot of tea.
Let's begin with what? Now, I actually have to explain the plot of Fate Zero for this, at least in general thing, because Fate Zero is quite possibly the one thing you're going to need to actually understand what the fuck you're dealing with here.
It's also the darkest story. It's also the darkest story in all of Fate.
But let's talk about it.
Fate. By the way, viewers, we're gonna be here for a little while, so don't expect us to go on to the next event for at least I'm gonna say half an hour.
It shouldn't take that long, but let's talk about it. Okay, starting off with the in general beginning. We first follow the beginning of a man named Kiritsugu Emiya. Now, if the last name Emiya sounds familiar,
it's because he, well, Shiro is the adopted son of Kiritsugu, and also Kiritsugu is the biological father of Ilya. Yes, that Ilya.
Yeah. So.
And there's his wife.
How the fuck did that happen? Well.
Oh boy.
First of all, Kiritsugu eventually worked. Kiritsugu is basically a mage killer.
No, he is not just a mage killer. His real name is Mage Killer. He is a mercenary mage for hire, and his nickname is the Mage Killer.
Or Magus Killer, whichever way you want to pronounce it.
Okay, fine. Mage Killer is better.
The most it's quite possibly. There's a level of how terrifying and well known he is, to the point that as a thing. This may be Kirei Kotomine in his younger stages, but he is actually threatened by Kiritsugu's presence in general.
I'd like to note, the reason why he's so powerful is he has special bullets called Origin bullets, which are made from grinding up bones of his own. By the way, yes, the bullets he has grinded up bones in them, which are his origin. His origin is to cut and tie, which is why his name is actually based off that. Essentially, his origin, which is essentially what makes the basis of a character, which is why Shiro's origin is sword, by the way, which is why he can make so many swords. Kiritsugu can essentially horribly destroy magic circuits and retie them in such a way that they're twisted and essentially unusable. So even if he somehow even if he doesn't kill the mages, because he is actually an assassin, the mages will be unable to perform magic for the rest of their life without coughing up blood every single time they so much as light a fire.
This we'll get into in a bit, especially when we talk about who's the first to actually feel the bullet. But let's just go into basically the beginning episode is basically the summoning of every single servant.
They are in order: Saber, Artoria Pendragon; Lancer, Diarmid Dubun; Archer, Gilgamesh; Rider, Iskandar; Caster, Galdire; Assassin, 100 Face Hassan; shut up; Berserker, Lancelot du Lac.
Let me tell you, and as a thing, as a bit of an interesting thing for the anime and the manga, you actually don't find out their names immediately.
Well, yeah, no. Here's the thing. Originally, servants are supposed to keep their name all hush hush, because if they find out, it'd be very important.
We did explain this.
Right, we did.
We did explain.
And in the anime, at least, I know this one because I've seen most of the anime. The only character who says his name outright first off is Iskandar, because he's a loudmouth. The rest, you don't actually find out their names for a little while. It's except for Artoria, because they outright say they're trying to summon Artoria.
Yeah, especially with the fucking thing they used to summon her being the literal fucking scabbard of Excalibur.
Avalon, which is essentially an infinite regeneration device. And by the way, it's in Irisfell, Ilya's mother, who, by the way, is a Grail and the welfare servant for this event.
And also, she mentioned something about Eri is she's a homunculus.
She's only, as I recall, 9 years old, despite looking like a very hot 28-year-old woman. Yes, I just call her hot, because goddammit, she looks fucking... She is... curvy! She is curvy! And very beautiful! Lucky bastard.
Definitely see Eiro Kiritsugu can enjoy that.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, while he does love Irisfell, he is very dead on the inside.
Oh yeah, no, he is probably
dead on the inside.
Let's see. He killed his father after his father zombified the entire village. He killed his mentor.
Wait. Please. get to that soon.
Too late, I already said it.
No, we need to get to it soon because, like, at least wait until we get to when we find out why he's like this, because there are some events that kind of show off some of Kiritsugu's more cold points that I'd. But basically, after the summoning and after but basically with Kiritsugu, it's basically the preparations for the Grail War itself.
I like to note, the two don't get along well, he and Saber, because Arturia is a knight, and honor is big. And Kiritsugu is an assassin! You know, the guy who kills in the shadows?
Yeah. And the case with Art. And then comes the other thing. During all this time of preparations, we end up eating two things. One, we meet Kirei Kotomine when he was young.
Also known as...
Still looks like an asshole.
To put it bluntly, he's the reason why so many people are dead, and he takes pleasure in seeing people die. He killed Rin's father, he killed his own father, as we recall, he killed, I think, Kiritsugu.
No.
Essentially, also, Kotomine he lost his emotions after his wife died. And I can kind of see why, because if his daughter is anything like his mother, oh boy. His daughter is also dead on the inside.
Let me point this out. There is, trust me, if you think he's a sympathetic character, I'm about to fucking tell you why not soon.
To put it simply, even Gilgamesh finds him repulsive. Gilgamesh.
But to a point, he also respects that repulsiveness because as he embraces said repulsiveness.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, we now have hell. We now have hell embracing hell, which is the second thing we get introduced to, which is Rin's father,
Tokiomi Tosaka, Gilgamesh's master.
Yeah, and let me point this out. As a thing that I think we both can agree on, Rin's dad is a fucking cunt.
Except when he's with Rin, because when he's with Rin, he is the most doting father ever, if a little harsh. Because, but he is like to Rin for a good reason, because she is kind of the heir to what is essentially one of the three great mage families.
Yeah, and again.
Although he does help her.
Yeah, although again, there's just a little bit of a problem that makes me hate him.
You know.
Let me point this out.
Okay, I like.
Sakura, can I actually fucking finish?
No, it was actually a side note, Draven. I don't actually mind Tokiomi.
I hate him.
Okay.
I hate him because it's just the level of a. It's just what he did that just makes me hate him.
Okay, dude. He did this Sakura because, you know, they would probably kill each other when they grew older. He's a pragmatist.
That's still cruel. That's inhumane as fuck. I get mages are like this, but that's asshole territory.
And he's better than Kayneth?
Here's the thing. Kayneth was willing to give up everything to save his wife.
Yeah, Draven. Draven. Firstly, fiance. Secondly, he was worried for Sakura, you bloody idiot. He did it with good intentions, even if he's an idiot. He did. To put why Draven is doing this is because he gave Sakura his other daughter to the Matos, And then Sakura kind of got raped by, well, rape worms. Although Tokiomi apparently didn't know about the worms. Ever. He got killed before he could find out.
Why do you trust? Why do you literally fucking trust the Matos? People you know are a bit fucked.
Because he didn't know that. I'm quoting Natsu here. Tokiomi didn't know how fucked up, didn't know how bad the Matos were. He thought they were good people.
I still don't like him. I'm gonna be honest, I can't look past that. I just can't. He's just...
Differing Draven, differing opinions. I won't push it anymore.
Fair enough. So, but yeah, Tokiomi. Tokiomi, he's there, but yeah. He's at least a good dad to Rin, and blah blah blah, yada yada. Kill me. Anyway.
Can you guys just know this? What Draven hates Tokiomi, I don't mind him because he's kind of he's a pragmatist and I'm a pragmatist, so I can kind of see where he's coming from. However, that won't change what Draven feels, so I'm going to shut up now before Draven tries to kill me.
But anyway, next thing. Let's see. Next term master. Yes, Waver.
Thank you. Also known as Lord Elmolloy 2.
So that he doesn't get that title until later.
Well, duh. Because I mean, Elmolloy 1 is currently alive.
Yeah. But we'll get to Elmolloy 1 in a sec.
Because he's also a master. His name is Canis, by the way. He's an ass. He's an ass. I don't like him. Anyway, Waver is a cocky kid who's also has major issues. Yeah, and by the way, before we even mention it, Waver is the only master or servant who even comes out of this war somewhat okay. In fact, it comes out for the better. Thank you, Ryder.
He grew from his experiences, and let me tell you, the Ryder he gets is possibly the best in all of existence. Why, you might ask?
Iskandar, King of Conquerors. He says that literally the second he shows up and yells it on top of a bridge so everyone can hear it.
Well, not on top of a bridge.
No, he does.
Literally lands in front of Artoria and Diarmuid, just crashes right in front of them, and just raises his fists into the sky and yells out, "I am Iskandar, King of Conquerors!"
Actually, he does it in front of Gilgamesh too.
Oh yeah, he's there too.
And Lancelot.
Actually, no. Actually, wait, no. He lands there before Gilgamesh and Lancelot show up.
No. He lands there after Gilgamesh does. I know that. I'm looking at the footage.
Okay, so Gilgamesh is there, but wait. That makes no sense actually. Because Gilgamesh shows up just of his own free will, just to observe for a bit, and I swear, just as soon as Gil shows up, Lancelot shows up upon the orders of
No.
Arya.
Waver literally freaks and says, Who's that golden hair guy when he lands?
I don't know.
Anyway. Iskandar. Who is he?
Well, if you've ever heard of Alexander the Great,
That's him.
that would be, but a bit older, and basically in his Alexander the Great status at this point.
There are only two Iskandars in Grand Order, but this is older one, because Iskandar is his, I think it's his Roman name.
It was a name that means, if I'm correct, one-horned bull.
That or, Conqueror, something like that. Something that means prideful. Something that means don't fuck with him. Iskandar is also a massive gamer.
He basically does enjoy the newest things that humanity has come up with. And as he points out, he wants to hire an FR-77 Blackbird. Which he could probably pilot, given the fact that Active House skills work in the Fate series.
Anyway, Iskandar is loud and probably one of the best people to have on your side. And if he's against you, run. Run for it.
Fucking run while you still have the ability to.
Spoiler, his normal phantasm is a reality marble. What are reality marbles?
Well, okay, this is a bit of a hard one to try to explain, but a reality marble is essentially a mini pocket dimension that a servant can summon that is usually their noble phantasm.
Now, no, the reality marbles are supposed to be only for casters, and yet Iskandar, who never used magic once in his life, can make one. Because guess what his normal phantasm is?
Introducing Ionian Heteroi. The definition of that's an army.
He essentially, his men loved him so much that they joined him in the afterlife as a servant. It's his entire army fighting. You're fighting his entire army in essentially a desert.
And let me tell you, that army in total is massive is an understatement. The army is enough to actually be able to kill every single form of 100 Personas Hassan. And mind you, to describe 100 Faced Hassan, they are a collection of well, most likely more than 100 Hassans.
Nope. Exactly 100.
Lovely. And let me tell you, they were slaughtered.
Like pigs.
And let me tell you, it's a little bit... Given credit, they accepted their death. Like, they actually accepted their death with pride.
It didn't help that the assassins are a lot weaker than other servant classes.
Yeah, but let's take a step back here. But that's just Iskandar and Waver. Both are quite possibly the best things about Fate Zero, because you get probably some of the greatest interactions.
Yeah, and Waver's actually your main ally, older Waver in the event.
Yeah. But let's move on to the next one, and let's actually talk about the actual first El Malloy.
Also known Archibald.
Who is this man? Who is this asshole? I will fully admit he's an asshole. Asshole. Look, I consider him better than Tokiomi. Even I know that he's just a pure and utter ass. But yeah, Cainith is an ass. A proud, out of himself asshole who in his own ways, well, yeah, again, asshole. He's also the master of the Armood. However, he was actually going to be the master of Iskandar until Waver actually stole the relic that he was going to use.
Mm-hmm.
Results. Kenneth is still a bit pissed, and Iskandar is just like protecting, is just like the best bro, and literally just says, as I'm just memeing this at this point, but he basically says, look man, if you're gonna hide in the shadows, then I do not want my master being a bitch.
He essentially says, I'm not gonna be my master should not be a coward.
Pretty much. And let me tell you, it is fucking amazing.
It's satisfying.
Yeah. Now Kayneth has two weaknesses. One, his pride, and two, his wife.
Fiance, not wife yet.
Fine, fiance. Yeah, because as a thing, Solaul is the only person he actually gives a shit about.
Mm-hmm.
Out. Because despite like the relationship seeming like it was just arranged and used to help him win the Grail War, he actually does care for her a lot. To the point that later on, which I'll get to, he's willing to put all of his pride as a sacrifice just so his fiance can live.
That doesn't last. Kiritsugu kills them both.
Not Kiritsugu, but well, we'll get to that.
No, Kiritsugu does kill them.
No, he doesn't. Not anyway.
Yes, he does. He fucking shoots them.
Oh my god, you never watched it.
I did.
You didn't even get to that scene. If you remember correctly, you told me yourself.
I got to episode 23, which is essentially right before.
Let me tell you what happens. As a refresher course, Kiritsugu isn't the one that shoots them. It's them because it's a plot point, basically to get at Kayneth to surrender, and basically kill his servant using a command seal to make Diarmuid fucking impale himself with his spear. Here, he gives him a contract. This contract basically signs and is such that Kiritsugu will not lay a hand on either Kayneth or Solaul.
Yes, I remember that bit.
This contract cannot be broken by any means.
Hmm.
Kiritsugu cannot kill them. However, at the end, after Diarmuid literally curses everyone in that general vicinity, and fades away, poor Diarmuid, he just wanted to be a knight. Well, Kayneth is just like trying to deal with what just happened, because I think for once it's all starting to hit him that things just hit the fan. Well, Kayneth and Solaul get shot by a sniper.
All right, fuck! I forgot about Maya. God damn, I forgot about her. I'm an idiot.
This is what 2 rewatchings of Fate Zero gets me.
Shut up! Just keep going.
Yeah, yeah. But we'll get to that. We'll get to more details of that fuckery later. The next master up is... fucking hell. Let's talk about the serial killer and Gilles de Rais.
I hate those two.
Introducing the most asshole pair since fucking... How do I put this in a way? The person who summons Gilles de Rais, is a man... What the fuck was his name again?
Ryunosuke, he's a serial murderer.
Ryunosuke. He's a serial murderer that takes enjoyment out of seeing blood and guts from people, and he does it with this sinister, casual smile about it, and at it, and he just seems to take great interest in all of it. He wants to see all of it.
And his own.
All of it. Yeah, but that doesn't happen until later. But particularly, he ends up summoning Gilles by accident, basically, because he ended up digging in his parents' basement and found a spell book. Spell book that had a summoning ritual, which he basically thought was a way to summon a fucking demon. Which technically he did.
Mm-hmm.
And who did he end up summoning? Well, Gilles de Rais.
Bluebeard.
Let me tell you, like, if you thought Gilles de Rais was just a little bit creepy, Fate Zero takes that to a whole new fucking level. Because, well, Fate Zero is pulling punches on fucking with you in the most disturbing way possible.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone into, well, I mean, you know, to a point, there's a quote by Gilles, when he particularly says, the hope that, it's that hope that they have in their final moments when they think they're going to escape, but it gets taken away from them in a single instant. At least that's something akin to it. Ryunosuke basically fucking loves of Gilles at this point because he's this fucking awesome, and doesn't even refer to him, and actually doesn't refer to him by Gilles or hell even Bluebeard. He just refers to him as Big Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the strangest thing because they're basically because as a funny thing, they're actually the most compatible master and servant in the fucking Grail War.
And this is mostly because all the others use catalysts to summon theirs. Essentially, when you're summoning, there are two. Essentially, catalyst means you will usually get whatever that catalyst is tied to for the person. If you summon without a catalyst, the person you're going to get is going to be the closest person to your own personality.
I guess that would explain why I have... Wait. Hold on. That means I summoned Kiara.
We've gone over this.
Go any further.
Draven, we've gone over this. I summoned fucking Jean. And I am by no means holy, so let's not think about that for a while, okay? Let's just never mention this again. Please.
Anyway, a line you will probably hear from Gilles, and Ryunosuke is...
Cool! Fuck you, Ryunosuke. Fuck you.
There is nothing greater than hearing in the English dub of Gilles saying, Ryunosuke, I will be able to bring the greatest cool that you have ever seen! Yeah, no. Despite how fucked up those two are, they are funny. It's just so fucking stupid, and I love them. But I also hate them.
We love them for how stupid they are, but we are fucking terrified them because of, well, everything else.
Well, there's a particular thing. We haven't mentioned what they do, but let me point this out.
Okay. Ryunosuke summons Giles by killing an entire family, and all that's left is the little boy, and then Giles kind of yes.
Gilles sets the kid free. He basically telling him to run away.
Only for one of his tentacle monsters to kill the kid as soon as he escapes the room.
Yep. And let me tell you, it's the definition of so quick it makes you fucking reel back.
I kind of threw up when I first saw that.
And let me point out, you get a lot of that You get a lot of that same thing.
Literally, the guy, the overseer of the war literally says, we will have a truce, and whoever to kill these two, and whoever kills them gets an extra command seal. Yes,
Let me tell you.
that is all warranted. Oh, that is. And no, this overseers will only say this unless they are a threat to revealing magecraft. Which, by the way, magecraft is super hush hush. I think we said that before, but eh.
The mage world is
Mostly because it's all about secrecy. Essentially, you should. Why ironclad rule that you should never do in the mage world is don't reveal magecraft, or we will kill you. Like, no joke, someone actually says that once. I think Green actually mentioned once that the punishment for revealing magecraft is death.
Essentially, it's kind of just long-running. It's just a long-running tradition of don't do this, we're fucking dead.
Also, you'll bring shame upon the entire family and erase from history. Which to about 90% of mages, I say 90% because people like Shira exist, that's really bad. I don't say Shiro, because Shiro is a first-generation is technically a first-generation magus. Because Kiritsugu didn't teach him a damn thing.
He literally had to learn all of that himself on the spot.
Which led to a guy who is... Magikarp power is putting it lightly. And seriously, all Shiro can do is projection, which is one of the weakest magecrafts in all of existence.
Until it isn't.
Yeah, but that's because Shiro had Avalon in him. No, I'm not kidding. Shiro literally has Avalon in his like chest or something.
We'll get to that later, but
Much later. Apologies.
But basically to a point, there's something that's found out basically at the, just basically when Waver and Iskander are tracking Shield down, basically trying to get the command seal, they don't really know the atrocities that have been committed, and when they arrive and Waver is trying to look around but can't see, Iskander literally urges him, do not look, it is something you shouldn't see. This is the one time you've seen in fucking Iskander get very, very serious.
Whoa.
And when Waver literally lights the fire so he can see, he sees basically remnants of corpses of
Children.
Fucking lovely.
We mean about 100 of them, at least. The only other time Iskander is ever serious is when he's running to his last charge in the anime.
Yeah.
Waver literally throws up, and I did as well. I threw up almost in tandem with the guy, in fact.
And let me tell you, it gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
How worse, you might ask? Well, I'll just... how do I put this in the best way possible? First of all, we haven't even... okay, so Gilles and Ryunosuke end up creating what can be considered the first, by technicality, the first big threat. Now, usually for every Grail War, there's always the this is a main reoccurring theme throughout all of the Fate series and all of its Grail Wars, is that usually there's this big threat that basically all the masters have to work together on because this threat basically threatens everyone.
In saying that, I think it's only just Dark Sakura, but I'm not sure the other two routes. Wait, no, there's also the Grail thingy that Shinji became.
Yeah, but really, at that point, there was only one servant left.
Yeah, really. Anyway, Ryunosuke Gao create a giant tentacle monster thingy. Which in the whoop! Oh god, there goes. Oh. I filled my teapot too high. There we go. Just to clean up all the water.
They summoned the ultimate tentacle monster. It's fucking mortifying and terrifying, and it starts trying to kill, and basically just starts killing things that's in its way.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Fortunately, the event doesn't happen because the event has us kill them before they can do that.
Yeah, it was Waver basically just said, okay, we need to get rid of Castor immediately.
The thing he said was, okay, first up we kill Castor, then we kill Archer, then we see if we can't shut down Berserker, and then we'll deal with all the rest.
This becomes a major factor, always.
Mm-hmm.
To talk about the end of the puzzle. But after the giant hellscape that is Gilles de Rais and Ryunosuke, we have let's see. We really can't ignore him forever, so we have to talk about Kirei Kotomine.
Not Karya?
Well, Karya is a simple one, but we need to get fucking Kirei out of the way.
All you, bud, all you.
So remember what I said at the quote of Kirei, if that makes Kirei at least somewhat a redeemable character? No. Let me point this out. The only Kirei was a fucking asshole in his time. Mind you, he had really barely any emotions in general besides this weird, strange feeling. And really, this weird, strange feeling is found out that he enjoys the suffering of others.
Mm-hmm.
He enjoys a lot of death things. To this point, his wife, he wanted to actually kill her. He wanted to be the one that killed her, and she never knew this. She was always worried about him and why he was just so much like this, and why he was just so emotionless. She never knew that he had that laying deep within him.
Even he didn't.
Oh no, he did.
Oh.
He did. Trust me, he did. It's just that I think the death of his wife made him finally just start denying that it existed. But for a particular reasoning later on the death of his wife, I've made him cry. It actually broke him. But the reason it broke him was because he wanted to be the one that killed her. And let me tell you, after that, he became the Kirei we know for Fate Zero. An emotionless priest that just does his job. However, what lie beneath is a monster. A cruel human being that can only be described as a disgusting and repulsive smugness.
Remember how I mentioned that Kiritsugu was an assassin and a really ruthless one? Yeah, compared to Kotomine, Kiritsugu is actually a nice guy. I mean, he already was when he's not fighting, but I mean, okay. Even when he's in his assassin persona, he's still a nice guy compared to Kirei.
Let me tell you, it gets worse. But that's for Fate's Day night.
Which we'll go into much later.
But anyway, after the hell that is. Oh no. No. We now can finally talk about Karia. Poor Karia. He really didn't deserve this.
Essentially, he essentially got rape wormed, which turned his skin gray.
Basically, Karia, after visiting Aoi and Rin, and being a very good uncle as usual.
Extremely good.
He ends up finding out that Sakura, after seeing that she's not there anymore, was sent to the Matos.
Which, by the way, is his family.
Name.
His motto.
Yeah. I'll tell you, he's happy when he hears that, and immediately he rushes over back to the family house, wondering where the hell's Sakura, only to find her in the worm pit.
The less said, the better, because it's disgusting.
All you need to really know is that the cold, dead eyes on Sakura are the most terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But wait! It gets worse! Basically, Aria makes a deal with Zoken Masato.
His father.
The deal is this. I compete in the Grail War, and if I win and bring the Grail back, you let Sakura go. And Zoken agrees, but he says that Karia can't really compete with how his magical circuits haven't been refined or used at all.
Meaning his magic is crap. He doesn't even have any.
Which basically doesn't leave Karia with many options, but Zoken does give him a bit of an alternative. Spend a few days in the worm pit, since those things actually can help magical circuits. In the worst way possible, mind you, but they can help.
They also rape you.
Oh, fuck. I think we've discussed that enough.
Mm-hmm. The end result is Karia, who once looked like a healthy man, now is gray-skinned and white-haired.
And mind you, before he hopped in that worm pit, he had dark black hair and a clear complexion, and he literally looked, and he was basically a really good guy.
And also the worm pit made him go insane, and note, even if he somehow did win, he only has like a month left to live.
Pretty much.
Also, his servant, Berserker Lancelot, which has some fairly high magic costs, which strength is already fragile circuits.
In the end, I think literally Zoken basically chose the Berserker because at the very least, it would either guarantee a win, or it would kill Karia off a bit faster.
I mean, either...
Technically,
either it would kill him before the Grail even ended, thus completing Zokin's plan of getting rid of Karya, or he would have him when he gets Zokin the Grail, which is, in other words, it's a lose-lose for Karya, win-win for the bastard.
It's the weird part that Zokin was actually a normal human being before. How the fuck did this happen? Oh wait, right, Magecraft. I forgot. Everyone's an asshole.
Well, minus Ren.
Yeah.
And Waver.
Yeah.
But more so Ren, because Ren actually has a lot of magic.
Yeah. But anyway, that's every single master. That's the players and pieces. Now let's get to the game. What's the game, you might ask? Well, starting off, it's basically just a game of preparation. And I do mean preparation because every servant and master have a base of operations that actually are very well planned, weirdly enough. Even Shiel, Eel, and fucking Ryunosuke. Because their fucking plan is basically to hide out in a sewer, but the thing is that all of the drains and pipes basically make it a giant fucking maze.
Also,
Where they actually can't figure out where you are.
And those two don't even know about the Grail.
They're just literally doing this for the hell of it.
Don't even know. In fact, Gauss only has an inkling of it. And Ryunosuke's like, okay, so we have a big fancy cup. Okay, what's that supposed to do?
Dude, can it make people bleed more?
Yes, in fact. It can make everyone bleed more.
Yes! Cool!
It doesn't help that the Grail has been corrupted, so if Ryunosuke said to make everyone bleed, it would probably make every single person on the planet bleed.
Somehow, no, it literally turned Ryunosuke's wish into the opposite. Just give everyone cover everyone in strawberry jam.
Okay.
I can honestly see that, and I know you can as well.
I can because we're talking about Unger here.
Yeah, he would just fuck with people like that.
I mean, isn't that his whole thing, to fuck with people?
Pretty much. And also be depressing, because holy shit, his lore is depressing.
We've already been going for 2.25 hours. Oh boy.
Alright, so basically everyone has their own space that they reside in, so they can hide out, make sure they're all safe and dandy. However, some have chosen to do some attacks. After the fight of the docks between Artoria and Diarmuid, she ends up getting her, if I'm correct, right hand stab with a cursed spear there of Diarmuid.
Nope. It gets cut off. No, it just gets cut off.
No. You really do not remember anything.
Well, someone loses their hand.
No, no one actually loses their hand. To quote this, she, if I'm correct, she gets like the tendon in her right hand cut, either her right or left hand.
Well, excuse me for not remembering something I watched 4 years ago.
She gets the tendon cut, and it was cut with, if I'm correct, the Gate Yard. If I'm correct, that's the Cursed Spear.
They're both cursed spears.
Yeah, but one pierces through magic, and the other actually has a very powerful curse on it.
The gold one is the magic severing one.
Alright. Wait.
I only know that because that's the one that hit Artoria.
Are you sure it's the one that hit Artoria? I'm trying to remember carefully.
Yes, he dropped it in the dirt and then he kicked it up and it was shining gold.
Okay, yeah. Alright, there we go. At least, there we go. Perfect. Drop. But anyway. Anyway, after that, things start kicking in a bit into high gear. Kiritsugu decides to take a bit of a deal with Diarmid while he can route, since he knows that first and her wounds not healing. So he decides to go the only route he knows best. And in quite possibly the most funny way imaginable, we get the greatest scene that I shall consider just the most comical in terms of whack. Basically, a fire alarm goes off that causes everyone to evacuate the apartment building that Cainith, Diarmid, and Salaul are staying at. The results have them hiding out. The results just have them hiding out in the penthouse, and they basically said they've placed traps, familiars, doors that lead to another dimension, everything.
However,
there's no way he'll be able to.
Kaboom!
Kiritsugu literally planted C4 and blew up the whole building.
Essentially, this game is saying, I am impossible to defeat. Kaboom! What was that? Master, the building's falling down. Run for it! This is also highly irregular because mages hate modern technology, and C4 is modern tech. It's okay if this understandably confuses all hell.
I'll get him back.
How did you fall out?
Nah, my internet disconnects at times. It does that occasionally.
Ah.
But, yeah. So, after that bomb detonation, Kiritsugu decides to hang back a bit and watch. Maya encounters Kirei. Kirei notes that he's actually pretty fucking terrifying. And after escaping and getting out, Kiritsugu decides to evacuate as well. Elia end up finding out that Cainith had a backup plan in case things went to shit. His unbeatable defense.
Volumen Hydreigon, essentially a familiar made of mercury.
This familiar is one of the best because it creates an unbreakable defense and a pretty unstoppable offense.
Yeah. Kiritsugu has one thing in response to that. Origin Bullet.
Yeah. And let me tell you, that shit's about to get pretty fucking depressing.
Draven.
Yeah?
We might need to speed up. We're running out of time.
Alright, let me run through. After dealing with the events of death that are the Gilles de Rais, hey bullshit, and everything else in between. We end up at the fight between Geodude and Artoria. Kiritsugu literally plays the most asshole trick he's got in the book, and basically ends the fight before it even fucking started. Arted, and after that, as a thing that happens, Canis doesn't die immediately, so Artoria puts Canis out of his misery, and, well, Artoria is very pissed off at Kiritsugu as to why he's doing this.
Assassin. In response, Kiritsugu says, "War is hell, and honor is useless."
War is hell, honor is useless, and that, as a thing, he mentions that he cannot save the world just simply on words and belief. If he's going to which Artoria asks why does he want to become a hero? Well, he goes quiet on that.
Kiritsugu has a mindset that I myself kind of follow. Kill 10 to save 100, kill 100 to save 1,000.
And this becomes a running theme.
Draven?
Yeah?
Perhaps we should actually talk about the event and not the game, and not the anime.
Fine. So, the event. And basically, something weird is going on in the Grail War. A war that happened, the Fourth Holy Grail War that happened in Fuyuki.
That big difference is there's a single big difference. Kiritsugu isn't with the Ironburns.
Kiritsugu isn't with the Ironburns, and things are happening differently.
Well, firstly, Artoria has Avalon. Not good. Secondly, older Waver kind of comes in and changes everything.
He's basically there because, well, I was involved in this. Better
I was one of the masters in this war. I'm going.
Actually, you want to know the weird thing? I don't think he ever mentions to Gudako that he was the original master.
Oh no, he doesn't, but he mentions it to the side where Gudako can't hear him.
Which is kind of funny. Maybe because he's a bit embarrassed by his old self.
I mean, have you heard his voice? His voice is so high-pitched, it's painful.
That to me. But I like all waivers.
I'm messing around.
Fair enough. But yeah. On the event side, you basically get your first encounter in it is a fight against Hundred Face. Strangely, no Kirei to be in sight, right, or anywhere at all. Apparently, he may or may not be dead. If I'm remembering correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And particularly what you also end up finding out is that in that same moment is that you encounter Artoria and Irisvale. Iri is the actual master of Esther of Artoria this time around.
Instead of just the fake one.
And well, shit has most certainly hit the fan. And a bit, because, well, Waver is most certainly fucking confused by this, and after a bit of a fight with them, they kind of run off because it just seems like a bad idea to continue this.
Also, there's the fact that there was a weird guy who was an assassin who tries to kill Eerie.
Technically, he tries to kill both of you. All of you.
Well, no, he's no, Draven. That's where you're wrong.
Oh, good, for once.
He aims specifically for Eerie.
Lovely.
And only Eerie. Only reason you're fighting him, you're kind of standing between him and Eerie, literally. Like, you are literally between his target and himself. So...
To be fair, there, I imagine he was going, I imagine with the fact of how his origin bullets are original his guns, probably...
And you just spoiled.
Well, it was kind of obvious, an assassin with guns.
I didn't mention guns. You did.
You said shoot.
Okay, fine, fair. Yeah, the assassin who's trying to kill Eerie is Kiritsugu as a servant. Oh boy.
But a bit of a different Kiritsugu, and let me tell you, it's fucking depressing.
I mean, Eerie was essentially Kiritsugu's light. Now Kiritsugu has no emotions, literally, and he can't taste anything. Servant Kiri. His sense of taste is literally dead.
Which is depressing since he mentioned that when Gudaka asked him what his likes are, he mentions that he actually likes sweet things from time to time.
And he can't taste it. I think what he actually means is the memory of sweet things.
Yeah.
Draven knows very well because Kiritsugu is probably his most used servant.
I would try to put up a counter argument against that, but at the same time, I have Kiritsugu at level 90, and I think I use him more than Shiki.
Mm-hmm.
Because he provides everything I've ever needed in an assassin. Utility, death, depression, all of the above.
And most of the event is essentially changing the future so it's better for people because unlike the anime, Zero is actually kind of sweet in the end because most people are alive. Hell, even Kane gets away because he's told that he's important by waiver.
And probably also under the... I also feel it's also under the threat that his fiance might be killed.
Yeah. Anyway, next event because we talked about this for far too long. Rashomon, the most annoying event.
Great grudge of...
This was the game's first official raid event, and the big problem was you had several difficulties where you could fight Irabaki and Oni. Unless you got all the HP down, it wouldn't affect her HP bar at all.
Oh yeah, this was the first, and they didn't really implement the new way it was going to be done.
Wasn't implemented well. The story at least is kind of funny because it's Kentoki and you dealing with essentially a drunk mist in the area.
No one there. It's definitely interesting. And basically, you're trying to save Shuten. Or at least that's what you find out after you get there.
Shooting Doji, leader of the Onis, and Kentoki's girlfriend.
Yeah, kinda.
No, they are confirmed to be a thing.
Much to Raiko's dismay.
Mama Raiko does not like her son being attached to an Oni. Despite Raiko being an Oni herself! Same difference, you get the point. Anyway, next event, Journey to the West. Senseng Suseng, Annoying grind event. Done. I hate that event.
Xuanzang Sanzang, the definition of definite. And who is Xuanzang Sanzang? Well, go into her more into characters, but if you ever wanted a smile that both feels joyful and there, and also at the same time makes you think, wow, that smile feels like a dumbass smile. That's Xuanzang.
Also, her official garb is essentially a bikini with a fancy coat over it.
This is usually why sometimes her best outfit is probably This is why usually her best outfit is sometimes her first one.
Also,
It covers the most.
Cause she's really busty, it's awkward.
She really isn't phased very much. In fact, she's pretty comfortable.
It's cause she's oblivious.
Oblivious as all hell, but she's also she's surprisingly at least sweet, and definitely sweet, and also sometimes pulls out things that actually make you feel.
She's also a gender flip.
Yep.
Again.
At least
And now, the next event! An event that both me and Draven adore!
Which one is it?
Golden Rider time!
Yes, the event where I actually had to blast through it.
I mean, so did I, because I was unfortunately at a camp for half of it. Onigashima!
Well, at least yours wasn't due to procrastination.
Yeah, no, I just couldn't. Onigashima, essentially, you're on Oni Island. You're dealing with the Onis. You get Raiko joins at some point, and then you get Kentoki as a rider, and he looks like a fucking and he rides a fucking motorcycle.
Allow me to point this out. He looks like a biker. And well, his entire he gets this fucking and his motorcycle, which usually as a thing, if he was a rider, his fucking mount would be a fucking bear. But apparently it's now been transformed into a
fucking awesome motorbike.
That has lightning coming off of it, and also leaves a giant fire trail.
And this is no phantasm.
Are you not fucking amazed by this man's radness?
Also, his rider form is the welfare servant.
And as a thing, his rider form is the best thing ever, and basically said, out of all things, Kentoki Rider is the best welfare servant.
He also says, "Fuck you, Buster Meta, I'm awesome."
Okay, you're getting a little bit wrong there. Fuck you, Buster Meta, I'm good.
Yeah, same difference. Anyway, the next event is... oh, God.
What's next?
Summer!
Okay, this can be roundabout simple. Simple ones. Basically, you have a few servants in swimsuit attire, basically get to go on basically get to have a vacation. That turns into a singularity, and you get trapped on it.
And you have to live on it. And note, there's a bunch of new servants, and they're all girls in bikinis. All of them.
You get to basically build shit to kind of make life a little bit easier there. You even get to make a hot spring. You also get to make a metal house.
It's one of the options, at least.
Mordred's idea, not mine.
We're not kidding. The servants are Mordred Rider, Scotholic Assassin, Arturia Archer, Kentoki Kyo Lancer, Annie and Mary Archer, which I actually got. Am I forgetting any? Oh, right, Marie Caster. Tamamo Lancer. Draven got Marie Castor and loves her.
I can't be mad at her for showing up twice. I didn't get Martha, but Marie,
Right, Martha too.
She made me smile.
Really, Martha. Anyway, next event is yay!
Let me guess. Just say it.
Come on, guess, Dravey, old buddy.
Just say it so I can fucking end myself.
Come on, you know you want to say it.
Shut up.
Never say it, peasant.
Prisma?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, right. So I'm gonna give a basic gist of what the hell Prisma is. It was a spin-off enough thing for Fate. 8 that's also a canonical thing, and it's also one half oh, this is disgusting, and one half oh no, please stop, I don't want to feel things. Stop!
Prisma is a magical girl anime with Ilya as the main character, and her friend Miyu, and her technical sister, but twin, but also magical twin, Kuro. Kuro is a serial kisser. Yes, I'm not kidding. She has to kiss people for mana.
This serial kissing is not just a simple kiss, it's French and all.
Also, she has to do it so she can actually remain in the world, because she needs mana.
Let me point this out. This is why people kind of don't like Prisma, because it's just sort of very, very, very sexualized.
And yet, I like Girl because she's a fucking awesome servant, and I use the class cards as a major basis for my character, Lilith.
Kuro is not the worst, but she just has. But the problem is, it's just I can't just not. It's just hard to just not feel uncomfortable around her.
I don't mind her because I've read most of the manga, and Kuro has a lot more depth to her that is not shown in Grand Order because Grand Order is a mobile game with lots of characters. And Kuro is a very angry and damaged child.
Yeah.
She just hides it behind flirting.
If I'm correct, how she was being born and literally crawling out of a fucking pit of homunculus corpses is something that you do not want to see.
That's not how she was born. She's literally the other half of Ilya that was sealed away and brought forth because of the Archer card. The only reason she even
Then what the fuck was that scene I saw from that one?
I don't know. Ask yourself that. Anyway, Kuro is essentially.
A while ago, but...
Kuro is half of Ilya that was. Kuro is a magical half of Ilya that was sealed away by their mother Irisvel because she wanted to be a normal girl. And thus Kuro was stuck inside Ilya until the Archer card, which by the way is Emiya, until Ilya used the Archer card. And due to a lot of magic bullshit, she separated from Ilya and is now existing as her own self with the Archer card as a basis to keep her in this world. As such, she is in gameplay a much better Emiya. And the event is simple. Fight a bunch of magical girls. Figure out what the hell's going on. Fight the big magical girl. And the magical girls are Nursery Rhyme, yay, Lily, yay, Helena, okay, that I kind of get that, and Meb, what the fuck? And
I am the most lewd magical girl.
And the final enemy is essentially Ilya's great grandmother, Testament, who got turned into the chew toy for Alice, Draven's OC.
Well, let's not talk about that.
I'm not going to. Anyway, Carol's fun to use. I kind of like her personality. Call me something weird. I'm not lolicon. I like her because she's snarky and a trickster, which is what I am. I like her because her personality is like mine. That being one who likes tricking, likes being a trickster and messing around with people, and also being snarky as all hell.
I just prefer Ilya because she's just like, what the fuck is even going on? Why is this even happening? Why am I even here? Can this just not be a thing?
Oh, shut up, Ilya. Whack!
I hate this so much.
Anyway, moving past that and a couple of reruns, the next event is Halloween 2. Ba-bam! Out. Essentially, it's a Ghouls and Goblins event with Liz dressed up as a Dragon Quest character. I hate the event because there was so much potential and they didn't do a goddamn thing with that.
It's a very painful experience that I slaved grinding through. But I had fun, kind of. And hey, that event did get me one thing. It got me Cleopatra.
Okay, it got me MP3 Vlad, so yeah. Anyway,
look, we got a funny thing. I find it funny that you did you want Vlad or did you want fucking Cleopatra?
I wanted Vlad. I just know. Here, a story. I just used a ticket because I was bored, and the first ticket I got was Vlad. So I used 2 more. The third ticket was also Vlad. And the 5th was also Vlad. The chances of getting 3 forces in a row is 0.000216% chance. In other words, I got stupidly lucky.
Essentially. But good job.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. You did what most couldn't. Good job, you funky person. I ended up doing a 30 roll, and I ended up getting Cleopatra, and I was so happy because she was my second 5-star. Let me point this out. Second 5-star means that's the second 5-star I've gotten in all of my NA career.
I mean, I've only gotten 2 5-stars.
And those 2 5-stars are Nightingale, Ale, and, well, were the other 5-star before Cleopatra was Nightingale. I love Nightingale half to death. She is the reason that's one of my reasons for actually enjoying America, because, well, I have to point out, we never mentioned this in the America Singularity, but when she faces Ku, who she literally just, in her own words, just bluntly says, as you are beyond help, I recommend suicide.
My 2 5-stars are Jean and Nightingale. Yay! Kill me now.
And then my next 5, and then the third 5-star I have in NA is Amakusa.
Shut up!
That one I wasn't expecting.
Why is Amakusa's a 4-star, you idiot?
No, he's a 5-star.
What?
He's a 5-star limited ruler.
I thought it was a fucking 4-star.
No, no. If you're thinking about 4-star ruler, that's Martha. Pay attention to rulers. Oh wait, you only have one.
Draven, you do realize that at this point, when we finally meet in person, I am going to punch you in the gut twice, right? Don't make it a 3rd time.
I don't even care. It's fun to fuck with you.
Next event, Christmas 2, Jean d'Arc, Alter Santa Lily. A muffin.
I'm sorry. You're pronouncing it a bit wrong.
Shut up, please.
Come on, say the full thing.
I did say it. Jean d'Arc alter Santa Lily. I said that.
Ahem. Jean d'Arc Santa Lily altar Lancer.
Shut it. I gave her full name. Her full name is John Alter Santa Lily. That is literally in her description. I'm looking at it. 4-star SR. 4-star SR. John d'Arc Alter Santa Lily Lancer. God damn it!
Wait, you gotta... Did you fuck it up? I just started. Did you fuck it up midway?
No, I'm getting pissed off because my voice is going, dude.
Should we stop soon then?
Yes, because fortunately that was the last event. Okay. That was all. Next time we have to do the sub-singularities and their events. This has been Roxas Shade.
And Draven, the ever-famous vagabond.
Talking about fake Grand Order. Thank you all very much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed my new avatar. Bye.
Enjoy suffering.
Fuck off.